Hi. Okay, start now. Hi, Bert. What I wanted to ask you about today is, I loved your video from last week where you talked about the qualities, 4 qualities or characteristics of the human, and that's always trying to meet or find and be in. Could you tell us more about them? Just
Sure.
elaborate.
Okay, so this is the webcam that I did by myself. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. The wonderful thing about our true nature is that we are spirit. Okay, we are spirit, we are light. Sometimes it's called light, okay? It's invisible, it just is, it's a being. Now, when we are in being, which can be at any time, you could be at the beach sunning yourself and all of a sudden your mind is quiet into silence and you just feel wonderful. It could happen, you're listening to a beautiful piece of music and you relax and all of a sudden you just feel wonderful. Or you could be meditating and you enter a beautiful state of being. Or even you fall in love and you feel such incredible love that you forget yourself when you are with your beloved. And you begin to feel these feelings. Now what are these feelings? Okay, these feelings are qualities, but they're not qualities like we pertain to a personality quality. They are a feeling knowing. And they comprise of the following, the being nature of you.
Okay.
There is a tranquility, there is a peace, there is a feeling that all of a sudden you look around, we're all connected, we're all one. There's a feeling of security because you're not depending upon outside things at that moment that you are in being. There's a feeling of safety, that you feel okay, in other words. And there's a feeling of this incredible oneness, you see, which is all interrelated, interdependent, interconnected feeling. Now, these feelings all come from a silent point. They come from when you just are. You know, you said that you are going to be traveling soon, and this adventure. Right. But you see, what makes it so interesting is that right now you're full of wonder. Looking at different cultures, different people, different places.
That's right.
And this is opening you up to the wonder that is all around you.
Yeah.
And yet it's all the same. We're all the same. People are all the same all over the world. Because we're all the same, one consciousness coming from that one state. So as we open ourselves, we begin to see the wonder and beauty that is all around, because it always comes as a physical form. Always appears as what we experience outside of us, but it's not really outside of us. It is our silence itself looking out. There is nothing out there. It is our perception, but our perception reaches an inner silence, an inner light. We begin to see everything outside that is made up of that pure essence. And this is why I mentioned when you're in love. When you're feeling in love, all of a sudden, doesn't the world look good?
Yeah.
Everything looks good. You just love everything because you get that feeling inside. Now, that feeling inside, I call it a feeling knowing. It is not something tangible. It is inside. Just like when you feel good listening to a piece of music or you're totally relaxed, you can't really pinpoint it. It is that inner silence. Okay. Now this inner silence of your true nature, which is being, is often felt in the human part of us. Human being, right? The being are these things, but the human forgets about the being because it immerses itself in the world and earning a living, watching TV, reading the newspapers, paying attention to all what the ego is creating in the world of wars and corruption and so therefore we can that. Now the moment we begin to feel that we are caught in a world we don't understand, we're not in touch with the being that is all these qualities, then we develop a need for these qualities. Are you beginning to understand me? Okay, good. So therefore the human part of us, which wants desperately to feel its own being, because we need the human part in order to see the being, so that it joins and becomes a whole being, human being, see? So now the human has developed automatically, because it's not aware of the being, 4 needs.
Mm-hmm.
And the needs are the need for approval,
Right.
which is love, the need for control, and the control is only in being. We don't do anything. The being controls our heartbeat, our cell structure, takes care of the memory that we are, etc., etc., right? Makes the world go round the sun, and etc., etc. So, but that's the real control. But we want to be in control because, again, it's in the being, but we develop a craving for it.
Right.
Then there is the need for security and safety, which is also in being. And then we think, oh, if I've got a good job, if I'm making lots of money, I'm going to feel secure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then we have a need also for separation. Now, the need for separation is a contradiction in terms, because what it is a love for oneness. But we don't see oneness as something we crave when we think of oneness. Mm-hmm. We think of, oh my goodness, what do I have to do with oneness? Oneness is all dead, but I am here.
Yeah.
Okay? So we still want to maintain a sense of separation. Okay? I want myself to feel good. If a woman falls in love with me, I want her to fall in love on my own terms. I want her to love me the way I want to be loved. You see what I mean? So we created separation, making the ego very important, without realizing that the real happiness we seek, the real love we seek, is that sense of completion, which can only happen when the human and the being become one. You see? This is the whole point. So let's start with the first one.
Okay.
The first one is the need for approval. Well, the need for approval is, of course, because we don't know we are being. So we want to be approved of. You want your parents to look up to appreciate you, to think you are a great guy, you're doing well.
Yeah.
You want to be approved of by your friends. If you have a lover, you want her to think highly of you. Okay, so, and if you accomplish anything at all, you like to hear, hey, that was great. Recognition.
Yeah.
So all that comes into approval, which is, again, the need for self-acceptance, for self-love, for feeling, in other words, feeling good.
Okay.
So we understand that first need. And that first need has come about from the being itself knocking at our door saying, hey, you are love. Uh-huh. But the need says, oh, I am not love, therefore I need it. You see, so as long as we need love, we are separating from the being without realizing it. And so we call that emotional suffering. Okay? Now the second one, after approval, is a need for control. And so, as we mentioned already, we want control because we really do have control, but not as a human, but as a being. You see, everything that happens to us, whether it's good health or whether it's diseased body, it is all created by you. We are 100% responsible. So therefore, whatever we feed our mind, we actually bring about, because we are very creative. We have that creative potential, right, because we are really being itself. Right. But because we extricate from that being which we are, then we feel we lack that particular quality because we don't feel it. Remember, that being is a feeling, knowing. It is not a mind, it is not a thought. Yeah. You see? So,
right.
So therefore we develop a need for control. And the need for control is exactly what creates all the problems in relationships, in families, in whatever. You have to have your own way. You have to have your last word. You have to be right. You see?
Because that reinforces your sense of
that's
human self.
Very good. Okay. Very good. Yeah. So this is what we want to be in control, because there's a part in us knocking, saying, you have control, but as a whole being, not just a human, you see. So as a human, we try to get that control, which is, of course, works in reverse.